Have you ever felt like your whole life was crumbling right in front of you, as if the very foundation you built everything on suddenly cracked, and you're left questioning everything? Your relationships don't feel the same. Your dreams seem like distant echoes, and even your own reflection feels like a stranger. It's terrifying, isn't it? To feel like you're losing yourself, like nothing makes sense anymore. But what if I told you that this chaos is actually a sign that your soul is awakening? That this breakdown is not your destruction, but your transformation? Carl Jung believed that the most intense periods of confusion and despair are not punishments from life. They are the universe's way of stripping away illusions, forcing you to confront your deeper self. It feels like everything is falling apart, but in reality, you are finally coming into alignment with your soul's true purpose. You're not just falling apart. You're shedding old skins, breaking free from the false self you once clung to. It's painful. It's messy. But it's the only way to become who you were always meant to be. So, how do you know if this is really happening to you? How do you recognize the signs that your soul is rising, even when it feels like your world is collapsing? Today, we'll explore the 9 powerful indicators that your soul is awakening. If even one of these resonates, it means your transformation has already begun. But before we dive in, take a deep breath. If you've ever felt like your life was falling apart just to rebuild itself stronger, type, "I've been there," in the comments. You're not alone. Sign 1. The breakdown. Before the breakthrough. Have you ever felt like you're drowning in your own thoughts, like your mind is at war with itself? You're torn between who you used to be and this unrecognizable, raw version of yourself that keeps surfacing. It's chaotic, it's painful, it feels like you're spiraling into something dark and unforgiving. But here's the truth. This chaos is not a sign that you're losing yourself. It's proof that you're shedding your old identity. Carl Jung believed that true transformation often starts with a breakdown. It's as if your soul is demanding a reset, forcing you to confront everything you've been suppressing. The anger, the pain, the self-doubt, it all comes crashing down. And it hurts because you're peeling away parts of yourself that never truly belonged to you. The world around you seems foreign, and you might feel isolated, as if no one understands what you're going through. Friends who once felt like family now seem distant. Your old passions suddenly feel hollow. The life you once loved feels like a cage. This is not a breakdown. It's a breakthrough. Your soul is demanding you to let go of what no longer serves you. When the shadow self emerges, it brings with it unresolved emotions, traumas, and truths you've buried for years. You might cry without knowing why, feel rage bubbling to the surface, or experience a profound sadness that lingers without a clear reason. This isn't weakness. It's your psyche purging the lies you've lived under. You're not falling apart. You're breaking free. Pause for a moment. If you've ever felt like everything you knew was slipping away, type, "I'm evolving," in the comments. Your words might help someone feel less alone. Sign 2. The urge to be alone. Suddenly you can't stand the noise, not just the literal noise, but the chaos of social interactions. You crave solitude, not because you're antisocial or withdrawn, but because you're exhausted from performing. You can't fake the small talk anymore. You can't pretend to care about surface-level conversations. You just want silence, a space where you can breathe and process everything unraveling inside you. It's not loneliness. It's sacred isolation. Carl Jung spoke of this as a necessary part of individuation, when the soul begins to distance itself from the collective mindset. You no longer want to blend in, and you're not interested in pleasing everyone. You crave authenticity, even if that means spending more time with yourself. During this time, you may feel an inexplicable draw to nature, to stillness, to spaces where you can simply exist without the pressure to perform. You might find comfort in journaling, meditating, or just sitting in silence with your own thoughts. This urge to be alone is not you giving up. It's your soul seeking refuge. People might misunderstand your need for solitude. They might think you're being distant, cold, or even selfish. But solitude during transformation is not abandonment. It's where you regroup, reassess, and rebuild. Reflect softly. If you've ever needed space just to feel whole again, type I understand in the comments. You're not alone in this. Sign 3. The old life feels foreign. Have you ever looked around and wondered how you got here? The life you once built with so much effort suddenly feels like a distant memory, like it belongs to someone else. Your old routines seem pointless, your habits feel outdated, and the people you once considered your closest allies seem almost unrecognizable. This isn't just a phase, it's your soul rejecting what no longer aligns with your truth. Carl Jung believed that when the soul rises, it forces you to shed the skin of your former self. It's not that you hate your old life or the people in it. It's just that you can't pretend anymore. You're no longer willing to participate in things that drain your spirit or pull you backward. Imagine walking through your own life like a ghost, present, but not really there. You laugh at jokes that don't feel funny. You show up to events that mean nothing to you. You go through the motions, but your heart isn't in it. It's exhausting, isn't it? Feeling trapped between your old self and the person you're becoming. But here's the truth. This discomfort is a sign that your soul is evolving. You're outgrowing your former self, and with it, everything that used to fit. Old friendships, outdated dreams, and even your career might feel like remnants of a past life. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're moving on. Take a breath. If you've ever felt detached from your own life, type I'm awakening in the comments. Your story could help someone feel less alone. Sign 4. Intense inner conflict. You feel torn between staying the same and stepping into the unknown. One part of you wants to hold on to the familiar, to keep things as they were. The other part, the quieter, deeper part, knows it's time to move forward. This internal struggle can feel paralyzing, like being stuck in a tug-of-war between two versions of yourself. Carl Jung called this the tension of the opposites. It's the battle between your old identity and the emerging self. The part of you that wants safety and certainty fights against the part that craves authenticity and freedom. This tension feels unbearable because your soul is pushing you to break free from what's comfortable but limiting. You might feel guilty for wanting something more, like betraying your old self or the people who still see you as you were. You worry about disappointing others, about stepping out of the roles they've assigned to you. But deep down, you know you can't keep living in a version of yourself that's no longer true. This inner conflict is not a sign of weakness. It's a necessary step toward individuation, when your soul seeks to merge the conscious and unconscious parts of yourself. Don't run from it. Sit with the discomfort even when it feels like you're being torn apart. It means you're on the verge of transformation. Pause for a moment. If you've ever battled with yourself over who you're meant to be, type I'm fighting for me in the comments. Your courage can inspire others. Sign 5. You feel disconnected from your old self. There's a strange sense of mourning when you realize you no longer recognize the person you used to be. It's not that you dislike your old self. It's just that the version of you that once fit so perfectly into your world now feels foreign, like an old photo of someone you barely remember. This disconnection can be terrifying. You used to know who you were, your likes, your dislikes, your dreams. But now, those things feel like stories from another life. You might catch yourself reminiscing about how passionate you used to be about certain hobbies, or how certain relationships once brought you joy. But now those same things seem empty. Carl Jung believed that this feeling of disconnection from your old self is a profound sign of soul awakening. You are not losing yourself. You are letting go of the version that was shaped by societal expectations, trauma responses, and survival instincts. The person you were was necessary for that stage of life, but your soul is demanding more now. More depth, more truth, more authenticity. This is why old habits no longer bring comfort. You might find yourself walking away from situations that used to feel safe. Old routines that once grounded you now feel suffocating. This is not a regression. It's your soul evolving. You're not abandoning yourself. You're just peeling back the layers to reveal who you truly are. Reflect softly. If you've ever felt like you're living in someone else's life, type "I'm becoming me" in the comments. Your honesty could be the light someone else needs. Sign 6. Your emotions are intensely raw. Have you found yourself breaking down over something small? A song, a memory, a fleeting thought? Or maybe you felt anger rise up without warning, frustration that seems almost irrational. It's as if your emotions are running wild, untamed and louder than ever before. This isn't emotional instability. It's your soul breaking through years of emotional suppression. Carl Jung believed that unprocessed emotions don't just disappear. They linger in the unconscious, waiting for the right moment to surface. When your soul is rising, it refuses to carry old baggage anymore. It wants to heal, to cleanse, to release. You might cry without knowing why, or feel a sudden surge of happiness for no apparent reason. You could be hit by waves of nostalgia or sadness that you can't explain. This emotional rawness is your psyche's way of integrating the shadow, the parts of yourself you've kept hidden or ignored. Embrace these emotions instead of pushing them down. Feel them fully. Let them move through you. You're not weak for being overwhelmed. You're just finally allowing your heart to speak its truth. It's a necessary cleansing, like a storm that washes away the debris of your past. Take a breath. If you've ever felt emotionally overwhelmed on your journey, type "I'm healing" in the comments. Your vulnerability might give someone the strength to keep going. Sign 7. You feel an unexplainable pull toward change. There's a restless energy coursing through you, an urge to move, to grow, to break free from the life you've always known. It's not just about wanting something different, it's deeper than that. It's as if your soul is whispering that where you are is no longer where you belong. This pull toward change might be subtle at first, a thought that won't leave your mind, a feeling of discontent with your daily routine. But as time goes on, it becomes impossible to ignore. It's not just boredom or dissatisfaction. It's your soul signaling that your old life no longer aligns with your true self. Carl Jung believed that when your soul rises, it naturally seeks environments, relationships, and experiences that resonate with its newfound truth. You might find yourself drawn to different kinds of people, craving new knowledge, or feeling a magnetic pull toward places that once meant nothing to you. Sometimes, this desire for change can make you feel guilty. You might question whether you're being impulsive or selfish, but the truth is, your soul doesn't crave change just for the sake of it. It craves growth, and growth always demands transformation. Don't silence this urge. Listen to it. Honor it. It's guiding you toward a life that feels more aligned with who you truly are. Pause for a moment. If you've ever felt this unexplainable pull to change your life, type "I feel the call" in the comments. Your words could inspire someone else to embrace their own transformation. Sign 8. You become hyper-aware of your own energy. Have you noticed that your tolerance for negativity has dropped drastically? Suddenly, you're acutely aware of how certain people, places, or even your own thoughts make you feel. It's as if you've become hypersensitive to energy, yours and everyone else's. This heightened awareness isn't paranoia or overthinking. It's your soul becoming more discerning about what it consumes. Carl Jung explained that as you awaken, your psyche becomes finely attuned to vibrations around you. Toxic relationships, mindless distractions, and superficial conversations that once seemed harmless now feel suffocating. You might feel physically uncomfortable around people who drain your energy. Small talk feels like a chore. Loud, chaotic environments overwhelm you. This is because your soul is craving purity, not in a moral sense, but in an energetic one. You no longer have room for what disturbs your inner peace. This is why you might start cutting off relationships that feel toxic or draining. It's not that you've become cold or uncaring. You're simply protecting the energy you're working so hard to nurture. Remember, your peace of mind is sacred. It's okay to put up boundaries. It's not selfish, it's necessary. Reflect softly. If you've ever felt hypersensitive to your environment, type "I protect my peace" in the comments. Your strength to set boundaries could encourage others. Sign 9. you feel a deep sense of purpose. Emerging, when your soul starts to rise, you may feel an unshakable sense that you're here for something greater. It doesn't always make sense at first. You just know that your life can no longer revolve around superficial pursuits or hollow achievements. You crave meaning, authenticity, and a purpose that speaks to your heart. This sense of purpose might not be clear right away. Sometimes it's just a feeling, a whisper that there's more to your existence than you've been taught to believe. You might be drawn to new creative projects, helping others, or diving deep into spiritual practices. You start questioning your career, your relationships, and the way you spend your time. You want your actions to matter, to leave a mark that goes beyond just surviving. Carl Jung believed that this longing for purpose is a sign that your soul is steering you away from the distractions of the ego. It's not about status or recognition. It's about fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with your true self. You're not chasing success anymore. You're seeking something more profound, a way to make a difference, to live in harmony with your soul's calling. It might feel daunting, especially when those around you don't understand your need for change. But your soul knows. Follow that feeling, even if it leads you down unfamiliar paths. Purpose doesn't always reveal itself immediately, but each small step toward your truth is a victory. Take a moment. If you've ever felt a deep longing for something more, type "I seek purpose" in the comments. Your journey could inspire someone to find their own path. Final reflection. If you've recognized yourself in any of these signs, know this: you're not losing yourself. You're shedding the layers of who you thought you had to be. Your soul is awakening, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed. Transformation is messy, unpredictable, and sometimes painful, but it's the only way to find the person you're truly meant to be. Carl Jung once said, "Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens." You are awakening, not to a perfect version of yourself, but to a more honest, raw, and beautifully imperfect soul. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Many people are walking the same path, some ahead, some just beginning. Share your thoughts in the comments, because your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If this video spoke to your soul, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue creating content that guides you on your journey to self-discovery. Stay gentle with yourself, and remember, your transformation is sacred.